Hey there and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a pretty fun haul. As you can see from the title, I finally got Meteorites, but I have some other fragrances to share with you guys. It was an overall exciting one, so we're just gonna get right into it. If you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe. I put all my information, including Instagram, all the places I shop at, coupon codes and all that jazz, in the description box below, so do check that out. And we will leave the Meteorites for last, but we're gonna get started with a set I very recently found at Marshall's, and I could not believe it because here in Canada we don't, or at least I haven't seen them as much as, or at all, the way I've seen them in the States. So I got this commodity set for $24.99, and I was so excited because this is a fragrance house that I remember seeing at Sephora, of course, and I tried some of them. They didn't impress me incredibly so, especially at their original price. I never picked them up, but then I heard they went discontinued, or the whole line was closing down. And then in the States, all their fragrances were showing up at these kind of stores like Marshall's and TJ Maxx and everything for super, super cheap. So I was always really jealous that we never got that. But then I found this set. It was like the lowest shelf ever, and I was gonna ignore it because I thought it was just lotions and stuff, but then I saw it was commodity and I'm like, oh my god, no way. So it's finally made its way here. This was the only one, but I figured I'd talk about it, A, because it's perfumes and candles actually, and B, because maybe you'll find some showing up near you. So I have heard that apparently it is making a comeback, or it already has, not at Sephora, but just on their website or something. Again, like I said, I was never super into it, but for $24.99, I thought that was a pretty good deal. So you do get 3 of the 2.5 ounce candles, and then you also get 3 of 5 ml eau de parfums as well, which are nice. And it's Orris, Book, and Oolong, all 3 of which sound totally up my alley. I don't remember any of these. I smelled a couple of them. I definitely have smelled Book, and I remember it not smelling like a book, but that I liked the scent. So we'll just discover them together, but this is what it looks like. How sweet. I'm scared it's gonna fall out. How cute. I can already smell it a lot, obviously, because it's got those candles in there. The candles, and I'm gonna try to get one out. And I've already ruined it with my nail. Are a very soft wax, which is a good sign, and very scented wax. If you ever want to know how scented a candle is, feel the wax and see if it's actually quite scented on your fingers. It's very, very soft, so be careful, because I already did kind of spoil the wax there. But this is Orris, and I'm gonna leave them in there, the candles, but let's get to the scents themselves. So I guess we will start with Orris, and I think it did have the notes on the back. So Orris, it has Italian Orris, pink peppercorn, and patchouli. And from what I remember, the collections kind of described, or the color collections described what it was scented. Like the platinum collection was unisex, I think, because they were gray. And then the black collection was more male leaning, and the white collection was more female leaning, I think. That's what I'd heard anyways, but honestly, they all feel like they're unisex to me. And that's just not me being the typical me. I genuinely think they all just none of them leaned especially feminine, to my memory, but let's discover it together. So this is what it looks like, these 5 ml, and I like it because it's a spray, even though it's little. That is the key. Okay, this is definitely, and Orris can get very papery, which I do like, but this has patchouli in it, and I do smell the patchouli. It's not bothersome, but it's definitely there. Very kind of like a citrus, like a slightly bitter citrus, earthy Orris scent. I do like it. I feel like it was pretty close to the candle scent. I feel like the candle was actually maybe even more appealing. It was slightly creamier, but Yeah, they're very similar. I do like it. All right. Interesting. I am pretty intrigued about the book one because I'm a huge reader and I am looking for, like, there's nothing better than an antique, almost decaying. Some books, all books smell good, but some books smell incredible. And if I could ever make, there's one book in particular, it's a children's book that I'm obsessed with. I was obsessed with when I was little, and it's just like this obscure book that I feel like me and 3 other children read. But the smell on that book, like, I will never forget. I've kept it ever since I was, 3 or 4. And if I ever could make a fragrance smell like that, oh my God, I'd have made it. So anyways, this, I remember this being one of the fragrances that I actually did smell in store, and that it didn't smell like a book, but that I liked it. So this one lists sandalwood, bergamot, and cypress. And it's in the black collection. Yeah, so it's definitely like cypress green. It kind of smells like a Greek landscape. Like a landscape in Greece is what I mean. Yeah, it's very green and citrus smelling. I'm gonna come back to that because I remember that when I was like leaving the store. This is the only one that I have like more of a distinct memory of. When I was leaving the store and it kind of had settled, I liked it more than the opening. So I'll just leave it. Like right now, this Orris one is softening and I don't even want to say sweet, but it's got like a much more soft vibe to it, which I love more than the opening. So I'm gonna let this kind of settle on my skin, and in the meantime, we will try Oolong, which it's tea in the fragrance, but in the candle it says Oolong, so I imagine they're still the same thing. And this one is honey, Egyptian basil, and tobacco. Ooh, this one does. It smells like a beautiful, really, really rich, like a rich herbal tea. I definitely get like a honey tobacco, but it's very fresh. Like with honey and tobacco, you think it's gonna get like a honey deep dark, but it still smells like a light tea, but a rich light tea, if that makes any sense. Oh my God, I love this. This is so realistic smelling. I really, really like it. And now, again, just that the 1 minute really, book has really settled. I do get what they're saying, and I imagine it's hard to make a book smelling fragrance. I imagine that's hard to convey with traditional or even synthetic notes, because part of what makes certain books smell great is kind of that decaying paper, old glue scent, which you shouldn't be smelling all that much, really, the glue in particular. And it does have a feel of it. It's like you do kind of have to think book and then smell it, but I do get what they were going for with book. It doesn't get close enough for me to that scent, but as a scent on its own, I do really like it. Ooh, yeah, I like all 3. So I was so happy to find that, and I can't wait to kind of burn these candles, because all 3 of them I feel like are so seasonless, like they could work for any time, and they smell just incredible as a candle, I can imagine, because they're just very chic smelling fragrances. So I imagine they'd be really nice for room scents as well. All right, so now that we're all done with the commodity set that I was so excited to find, we will get to La Pièce de la Résistance, the main fragrance that I was so, not excited to find. I knew where it was, but I just had been putting it off for a while. And it isn't a hard fragrance to find, but it isn't super readily available either. At least in other places. In Canada, if you are looking for Meteorites, Le Parfum by Guerlain, they do have it at select shoppers, and they do have it just at shoppers online if you want to order it. I preferred getting it in store, so I knew that there were 3 stores around me. 2 had been sold out from it, of it for over a year. now, and they weren't really planning on getting any more. And the third one I knew had one bottle left. So once I knew it was just one bottle, because for a while they had two, I was like, oh, just get it. So it was full price. I very rarely buy a fragrance full price in store anymore, but this one I just wanted. So I've smelled Meteorites, the powder, before, and this is supposed to smell like that. I've never smelled the fragrance before. But I like the way the Meteorites powders smell, and this is supposed to be kind of like that. I hope it smells very similar to it. I hope they didn't kind of try to hit it and then didn't, but I'm excited regardless. And this, I just have the notes on my phone, has apple, green notes, bergamot, cassis, violet, rose, mimosa, white musk, orris, woodsy notes, and sandalwood. The thing that worries me is the apple. It is a green apple, which is better, but yeah, I'm just not sure. I feel like the powder, the Meteorites powder, I definitely see how it would smell like those heart notes of violet, rose, and mimosa. I definitely see how it would have those base notes as well. It's very soft. It's very soft powder, but oh, I just don't know. I just don't know if it really leans floral or even citrus in any way, or even green. I don't know. I'm intrigued. So this is what it looks like. It's the same kind of bottle as the terracotta, which I own, with the sticker. I will say, sticker wise, this looks better than the terracotta. My terracotta had a little like cut in it here, and in the back I felt like I saw more of the glue. At least now they match, but in general I always think to myself that these would be better if they were etched in and not a sticker. Like, come on, Guerlain, do better, be better. But yeah, let's spray it and see what we think. Ooh, okay. Immediately off the bat, it's definitely, and I don't think they were gonna get it 100% like the powder, because it's a very soft scent. It's definitely more fruity in the opening. I imagine, and I don't know, we'll let it settle a little bit, but I imagine as it starts to dry down a little bit, it will get more powdery. I even wonder if maybe there should have been like a rice powder note in this. I mean, I'm not a perfumer, who am I to say, but the Meteorites powder had that, I feel like. And this right now, I'm definitely getting a fruitier vibe, which is already settling, but it smelled a lot sweeter and stronger, which I am happy about, because Meteorites powder didn't smell super strong, which is good because it's a face powder. But as it's settling now, I definitely get violet, and it's not a candied violet, but it is a powdery violet, which is good all the same, and kind of like an Orris sandalwood face powder scent. Ooh, I'm loving how this is drying. I'm interested to see how this performs, and obviously I'll come back in a second impressions or something and tell you guys more about that. But yeah, I'm interested to see how this performs, because it seems light, but it doesn't seem that light. Like, it seems kind of like it could, if you overspray a little bit, maybe stick around, but I don't know if that's just me being hopeful. Terracotta sticks around quite a long time for a beachy floral. It's actually surprisingly strong, so I wonder. Okay, so that's that. I am so happy with it. I'm glad the fruitiness didn't last that long at all, and probably just kind of sweetens up the fragrance a touch, because the face powder isn't as sweet as this. But I'm all for it. I was worried it was going to be very like green apple, fruity green in the opening, but it was a very short stay with that. And I do get that face powder vibe. So we're gonna put the fragrances in order like I always do with these hauls. Kind of revisit these three. Interesting. Okay. I think it's safe to say I know what's my first place. But for second, third, and fourth. All right, maybe this is very hard. They're very similar. I will say the tea or oolong is in 4th place for me. It's in last place, if only because out of these 3, it's the one that I think lends itself the most to being a candle scent for me rather than a body scent. And it's interesting because I wouldn't have thought that, because tea is in a lot more of my fragrances than Orris or Book. But yeah, I don't know. I love them all 3. So I love all 3, so it's hard to pick, but I would put this in 4th. In 3rd, I would put Orris, because I do like it. It's just a little bit lighter, and Book I think is the strongest smelling, but also the best smelling. It's really interesting, and even though it doesn't smell 100% like Book, I love the way it does smell with that bergamot and cypress and all that. I really, really like it. So I can't wait to wear this more and also burn it. And then, you know, in 1st place, my new beloved, Meteorites. I knew I was gonna like it, but oh my God, I'm already so looking forward to wearing this. And I feel like it's a very chic, powdery fragrance. I'm really on board, and I really like the soft pink color of the juice. So love that. I hope you guys enjoyed this short haul. They were all fragrances I was excited about and can't wait to start wearing and tell you guys more about. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Let me know if you've tried any of these fragrances, or for Commodity, which ones you have tried, you know, in any of their collections. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.